Yes, sir. Oh, that was fast. I did that fast. Yeah. Hold up, let me do this. What's going on, people? You already know who it is. It's your boy Mac back at it again. Live at 5 daily. Yeah, we got some things to discuss. Yeah, no. I had to get my analytics together right at the end, at the last minute. I'm like, hold on. Matter of fact, I gotta do one more thing. Y'all, let me get this lights. Yeah. Whoop, there it is. What's going on? In this thing. All right, cool, man. It's almost 90 degrees in Milwaukee right now. It's hot, hot. So I'm gonna try to get some air flowing through this joint. Actually, it feel good in my house though. I stay down on the lakeside, so we get a nice little breeze through here. You know, it's a little different on the north side, as they call it, which is really the west side in Milwaukee. They call it the west side, the north side. I don't know why. Racism. It got something to do with racism, I'm pretty sure, right? But yeah, man, everything all good in the neighborhood. You know, life is good. Good old fight this weekend. You know, Boots and it's I don't know if y'all don't be watching boxing like that. Y'all gotta watch my boxing channel, man. Y'all gotta check that stuff out. I be having some good stuff on there. And the debates is starting to heat up a little bit. And I be knowing, I be like, yeah, I know some of y'all be watching my channel, man. I know y'all be watching my channel. So yeah, I can't wait until like I really get my thing out there, like, and they be like, yeah, boom, pow, you know, when I put that idea out there and they be like, bam, boom. And they be like, I know I said that. I'm the one that said that. Now, I do that all the time, though. But anyway, yeah, so check these topics out, man. Y'all know who Jonah Hill is. He like a funny white boy. He had a movie with, who was in that movie? Nipsey Hussle wife, baby mama, whatever her name is. I forget what her name is. Nunu from the movie, the other movie, I forgot the name of. Nunu from the other movie, I forgot the name of. I can't remember the name of this movie, but anyway, it's like a Jewish dude and a black girl, and they was getting married or whatever. But it's Jonah Hill. That's his. You know, his name is Jonah Hill, and he was in Jonah Hill was in a lot of movies, man. Don't get me the line about the movies he was in. But anyway, so interesting thing. I've been seeing this stuff popping up about him, and they talking about his girlfriend put him out there or something like that, said he was abusive or something. I'm like, Jonah Hill, the comedian, you know, them usually be the ones that get beat up. You know what I'm saying? They be getting beat up by their girlfriends. Ping, ping, pow. So I'm like, nah, let me check this out for a second. So I looked at it, and it had some interesting parallels in there, as far as the situation go with the Kiki Palmer situation, because he had a problem with some stuff his girlfriend was doing and the way she was conducting herself, right? But he didn't put it out there publicly. He went and he hollered at her, like, you know what I'm saying, in her DMs and shit. He was like, you know, I don't like this, I don't like that. And he was like, I'm not even trying to stop you from doing it. It was actually pretty player. I was like, all right, Jonah Hill, you handling it like a G, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers lose, they cool. Look how he handled it like a player and shit. He was like, I ain't even trying to stop you, baby. You could do what you want to do out here. It's your world, your way. But he was like, I just ain't supporting it. You know what I'm saying? And I guess from there, she just couldn't handle that shit when he went his separate way, and he must have got a new little chick. So like, she tried to bring it around, but we gonna cook on it though, because like I said, the parallel is this: He didn't like it. He said something to her. But how everybody was like, oh, why did Keke Palmer's boyfriend try to shame her publicly? Like, nah, dog. Jonah Hill, he went to her behind the scenes, but she taking all the shit public now. And how come nobody ain't saying no shit about it? But man, we get into it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna start getting on it right now. But yeah, so then another thing that happened recently, we had the BET Awards. You know, I never watched the BET Awards. I seen, you know, the snippets, I seen the memes, I seen the Black Twitter breakdown of it, how ghetto it was, basically, right? You know, so that's come to be expected with the quality of BET or whatever. BET ain't really, like, when you think about black entertainment, they not talking about like black entertainment like for black people. It's like about black people. So it's like what's entertaining, what we do, it's us doing what entertain other people, not us having a channel for ourselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? We ain't never gonna have no shit like that. So, you know, they went up there, they acted a fool, they twerked and all that. They talked, they did, you know, booty hole brown, all that shit, you know what I'm saying? And then that was that. Okay, BET Awards, whoop-de-doo, right? But then we had the Essence Awards. And I don't know if y'all know about Essence, but Essence is like, that's like yo auntie in them. That's like black excellence. You know what I mean? Essence is not no... Essence is like, yo, like a bunch of sorority sisters and all that shit. But nope, not this year, right? They went up there, you know, acted a fool. Janelle, and then the least likely of people, Janelle Monáe, who I thought was a little bit more, like, you know, above that musically, you know what I'm saying, personality-wise, all that shit. But she went up there, pulled her titties out, you know what I'm saying? I mean, her it's too late, YouTube. Yeah, so went up there, pulled them out, you know what I'm saying? Megan Thee Stallion went up there and did some stuff. Just India Irie, I don't know if y'all know. Some of y'all gonna know who that is, some of y'all not. But India Irie was mad because she like, man, Essence, like, what's going on? What y'all trying to do? You know what I'm saying? Just be like everybody else. Like, is anything sacred that we got? That's like some old twerking for the ancestors type shit, right? You know, so she was mad about it. And I'm asking, is this the new norm? You know, is that just not having no respect nowhere, wherever you go? Is that just the culture now? Is it just like, welcome to the culture? If you get with a girl and she, you know, part of the culture, you expect her to act a certain way at any time, anywhere? Or like, if you know, anything involved in it is just like anything goes? Because that's what it's kind of looking like it's shaping up to be, right? But we gonna talk about it. We gonna look into it, you know? And then, you know, I wanted to look at something funny as hell that I was looking at, because like as a homeowner, it was funny as hell. They was talking about that show, Extreme Makeovers, and they was talking about like they ruining people's houses and stuff like that. And y'all might even seen something about it before, but it was just funny to look at, because I tell people about this shit when they don't know about it. And a lot of people only watch TV but don't look beyond nothing going on. Like, man, this fake, that's scripted, this fucked some people up, that never even happened. So they be like, you know, where do you get this? How did you see that? And so that's why I do these topics like this, so you can see like, man, this some bullshit or that's some bullshit. So you don't just gotta be like, they said this, they said that. Like, yeah, they is me and they is you. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll know for real what's going on, what's real and what's fake. But yeah, you know how I do, man. We got to get into it. First, we're going to get these analytics right. Then we're going to dive right in. You know what I'm saying? Monday, we done made it through the week. We done made it through the weekend, I mean. Second week of July. We like halfway through the summer. It's crazy. I don't know how time is going so fast, y'all. But we here now. We going to get into it. Mac, we're live at 5, baby. You already know what it is. Let's go. Mac, we're live at 5. You already know who it is. Your boy Mac the Truest. Always checking in with y'all. 5 o'clock hour Monday through Friday. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that bell icon so you could get notifications whenever I drop something new. Let's get it. All right, so back to this thing that I was talking about. The Essence Festival, right? It's supposed to be something that I guess is, a little bit more upscale. We gotta have a little bit of both. You gotta have a little bit of ratchet. You gotta have a little bit of, just keeping it on the up and up. Something for everybody. But I guess they said, nah, we just doing all ratchet this year. And so they took the BET Awards basically to the Essence Festival, right? And I don't know if y'all watched the BET Awards or not, but nah, they was acting a fool at that junk. So I don't know, Essence, you would think, well, all right, we gonna have y'all do that there, we gonna do this here, but I guess they had other plans. They was like, hell the fuck no. We gonna do this everywhere, every day, all day. Let's go.
We've got a flamingo infestation. These birds are running around everywhere. They're at the Essence Festival in New Orleans. They're at the BET Awards in LA. They're on IG and Twitter. And we even got a call on the 1-800 come get these birds hotline. Apparently, people spotted the same breed flocking over to Ghana. Seriously though, none of this is okay at all. 1000% out of order. My whole They Turn It Into Magic City series was overwhelmed by the start of Hot Girl Summer and the uptick in women acting a plumb fool, like they have absolutely no home training, which I'm really convinced at this point that most of the ones out here today were not raised at all. They obviously grew up in front of BET Uncut or Love and Hip Hop or something. No class, no decorum, loose as a goose, doing the wrong things at the wrong time at the wrong place, begging the world for attention because you have to feel like trash to show up as trash to the world every single day of the week for no reason. All in the name of I can do whatever I want.
Whatever, I do what I want.
Take a second to make sure that you subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates. The word of the day is decorum. Everyone watching this video, type decorum in the comments. Maybe if these nasty heifers see it enough, they'll pick up some. Again, that's decorum. As you all know, Essence Festival 2023, they just had that in New Orleans. And when I say they are running Essence down, they are really destroying it. Don't worry, I'm going to talk all about that. But first, I wanted to address these flamingos flocking to Ghana, disrespecting the ancestors and really all of us. So they had to kick off this summer in the worst way possible, or should I say the most disrespectful. You had a group of 4 Dollar Tree mop buckets who traveled.
She called them some Dollar Tree mop buckets. That's funny as hell. Hey, it's crazy because I compared what they was doing at the Essence Festival to this right here when the chicks who call themselves twerking for the ancestors, quote unquote. And it's funny that she talked about that shit. That just let you know, man, we all be thinking the same. Everybody, you know what I mean? Like some people know what's up, man. You know what I'm saying? Know what the hell going on out here. Let's go.
Traveled from America to Ghana. They showed up to the Cape Coast Castle in Ghana. That's where African slaves were once held before being shipped to the US and the Caribbean. A lot of history there, being that many of the black people that you see in the West now came from those surviving ancestors. But no, these idiots thought it would be some sort of cute tribute to pop their thought pockets for the ancestors. Yeah, they recorded themselves on camera saying this is for the ancestors. You know, I gotta be honest, when I saw it, I couldn't even watch it, just out of secondhand embarrassment. Not only that they will go over to Ghana and do this in the first place, crapping on the ancestors like this, but they recorded and uploaded it for the whole world to see. I'm telling you, these people have really lost their minds, and most of these flamingos today cannot be tamed. They need to be on meds or locked up in a cage. This is not fun, it's not cute, it's disrespectful. And every black woman should have called this out. When they do stuff like this, behaving like this, they are bringing down the value of black women as a group. That's why all of us should not be condoning behavior like this. We should never encourage this behavior or defend it. See,
the problem is, it's just like, when it's just like back in slavery, right? Like, what's her name? Harriet Tubman was like, she could have freed a bunch of more slaves if they only knew that they were slaves. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't see no problem with this. They just think that that's just the way they supposed to act. You know what I mean? And it's always gonna be somebody encouraging them to be that way because that's what make them feel better is to see some other motherfuckers acting a fool. You know what I mean?
That's why we're here now. When you see women popping thought pockets for the ancestors at slave dungeons, I can't help but realize that all of these years of this behavior being cheered on and encouraged led to this moment. You don't get them at the castle in Ghana without first seeing them at Kitchen and Cocktails. A black man investing over $1 million at that establishment in Dallas for them heifers to go acting like they're at Magic City. You don't get them at the castle in Ghana and posting it on IG for everybody to see without seeing idiots like the 613 Flamingo, the one from the DMV that flew down to Houston just to walk in the turkey leg hut in nothing but socks and shoes. And then black women coming after the black woman who owns the restaurant with her husband, criticizing her for having a dress code because these heathens don't know how to dress at a restaurant. Defending all of that is how you get this or this. The trashy BET Awards. Y'all complain about the Oscars, the Grammys, and get mad if this one isn't nominated or that one didn't win. Jada Pinkett talking about Oscars being so white, but the night her husband finally won one after all these years of box office sales and decades of work, he ran up there acting like a heathen, trying to so-called defend her honor. But one of the only award shows left outside of Soul Train that celebrates black entertainers, the BET Awards. Y'all show up there like you're going to a cookout, some kind of luau. I mean literally at the BET Awards, all in the middle of the aisle, looking stank and pregnant, Krishan Rock. Just looking stank and stank. Red velvet. I mean, half the audience looking like a bunch of Dollar Tree mop buckets. And then back to that one girl running around with no shoes on that dirty floor. Then JT acting raggedy too, up there with her girl boyfriend. I don't know what they are this week. Y'all already know what I had to say about them. But if you missed my video on JT and Lil Uzi, the link is below. Then the week right after BET in LA, these flamingos flew down to New Orleans. Janelle Monáe confused self. I'm telling you, over the last 6-7 years, Janelle has really been a total disappointment.
What happened to her? She ain't even used to be like that. Like, I thought Janelle Monáe was like baby Erykah Badu or something like that. She took a whole turn.
I thought that she would be different. Just like I thought Chloe and Halle Bailey would be different. But Chloe started trying to out 304 every other thought bucket in the industry. I don't care what anybody says. Chloe is another really big disappointment.
She fine
but
as hell,
back to
though.
Janelle. She's been doing the most for some months now, exposing herself for magazines, flashing her fans at one of her shows, and then she ran that same dumb, ridiculous routine in New Orleans. Let me tell you, if you didn't know, Essence Festival is really for the grown and mature. It's still a lot of high feminist energy around, but they don't usually go there to peacock like the young wild flamingos. This year, the city showed the attendees a good safe time. No fighting or dumb debauchery on Canal Street. Yeah, you had traffic from Chopper Tools to Claiborne, but Essence Festival is not no Freaknik. So when Janelle Monáe decided to flash the audience like she was trying to get some bees at Mardi Gras, like, girl, what are you doing? And who exactly are you doing this for? Nobody told her to do that. I guess she wanted to turn Essence Festival into Magic City or Mardi Gras in July. Even Uncle Luke responded on social media saying Janelle Monáe must be having a midlife crisis or something. What in the world is wrong with her? Then people jumped on Luke, saying that he was known for the Luke girls and all that stuff back in the day. They really just didn't want anybody to say anything. Uncle Luke knows all the boppers from the 1980s to the 2020s. What he was saying was that Janelle Monáe never positioned herself as a bopper, but now all of a sudden she's acting like she's trying to try out to be a Luke dancer. It's not adding up. Why is she doing this all of a sudden? It's giving she's wanting attention. And then who is she trying to attract? She's just all over the place. One day she's saying that she's into women, but right now it seems like she's trying to get men's attention. And it sucks what she's doing to herself because she's being grouped in with these other clones. You look through the whole industry, they're all the same woman.
You know, I used to, it's like it's kind of fucked up on one hand, but on the other hand, it's like that be us, the people that assume that that person want different or that they want to be something different. I feel like at the end of the day, nobody, you know, they entitled to be whatever the fuck they want to be. So even if we know, like, or we feel like we know that she could do better, or we might feel like, oh, she fucking up by, you know, doing shit that's gonna get her grouped in with the other girls or whatever like that. We don't know that ultimately that ain't what she was trying to do. Even like, we can argue that it's a bad idea, but I stopped assuming that, because that'll get you disappointed with a lot of people in life. You know what I'm saying? Assuming that, like, seeing their behavior and assuming that they want better than that. Like, motherfuckers make their own decisions and shit, right? So she want to be starting, she got at a stage now where she want to start busting it open. You got to just let her bust that shit open. Let's go.
Oh, then you had old Meg Thee Stallion. She put on a hot girl boot camp on stage at Essence Festival with assistance from Janelle Monáe, featuring fans from the audience popping their thought pockets all over the place. And for those who don't know, it's called Essence Festival, not Freaknik. This is not the normal there. The women who normally attend Essence know how to carry themselves. It's a big HBCU crowd, mid-30s millennials to Gen X, an educated crowd, a crowd of professionals, but they just made it very trashy. And then again, you had Essence promoting this nonsense on their social media. They wrote, "Hot Girl Boot Camp was in full effect last night. It's Janelle Monáe with the encouragement for us." Speaking on how Janelle Monáe was clapping the women up and encouraging it. I can't even play the video, but you had a bunch of black women just looking crazy. One lady had cellulite all over the place. Then she had on these little shorts that was so nasty, cheeks all out, a big old grown woman. And then we're not even going to talk about how the normal Essence audience didn't even want to see Meg Thee Stallion. She was the headliner on the third night, and ticket sales were so low on her night that Essence was out there giving away free tickets to the concert to help fill up the audience, and a lot of those tickets went to HBCU students. So what I'm saying is, I don't think those women on that stage who participated in this hot girl boot camp would be considered the usual Essence Festival attendees. They brought in that trashy, low-budget crowd that got in for free. It was bad, so bad that Grammy Award-winning artist India Arie came out and spoke out against this. She spoke against Janelle Monáe and Meg Thee Stallion. She said this on IG, "The issue is what is context. Humanity does everything, but does everything belong on a stage? No. Is everything for kids? No. Is everything for everybody? No. So when we as a culture make something like this mainstream, it shows a lack of discretion and discernment. To those in the comments who laugh at anyone who wants these things for our culture, you certainly have that right. Just as many folks have the right to want our mainstream international export our music to show us in a respectful light. I'd like to go on the record saying this won't age well, and that's my issue. I love Janelle and Meg the way I love us all, and I don't like this moment. Don't bother debating me, LOL. I don't care, and I do this. For 25 years I've done this. So read, ponder, or don't." India Arie is 1000% right. I'm really just happy that somebody said something. Now, did you know that Essence Festival is in New Orleans, but the festival was shown all over the world? And with the owner being from Liberia and the CEO Kenyan, they have really been promoting the broadcast in Africa. Over the last couple of years, they've included a lot of African artists, but now we also have a lot of viewers from Africa and from other parts of the world. Everybody can see this. It's pathetic. And then not only that, they're not just pushing this to the women of America and the young girls here, but Essence, they are heavily promoting this in Africa to the women there, trying to spread this feminism that already destroyed the women here. And it's so sad because most black women, they've already been compromised. So they don't even see anything wrong with this. They defend it. That's why so many of them went after India Arie, and she was right. I mean, they went in on her to defend this nonsense from Meg Thee Stallion and Janelle Monáe. Okay, they threw out what Uncle Luke said. Well, why didn't they want to hear from India Arie either? The fact is, they don't want to hear from anybody. They don't want anybody to say anything. No different for Tracy Ellis Ross, 50 years old, looking for the same type of attention. And then Tracy, she's no different from Gabrielle Union, showing up on the red carpet with her behind out, her bare behind. No different from Sierra earlier this year. And those two are supposed to be married women. No different from Ronald McDonald. They are all the same 304 at this point. The girls at the castle, Krishan Rock, all of them. I hate to say it, but I gotta say it. It's obvious they're working for the devil. Janelle Monáe says she's going to keep doing this, talking about feeling free and liberated. What is free about flashing people like that? And how do they always get away with this?
You know what? It's funny, but I like keeping all that shit 100. What they do is like they'll do this shit for a while until they what's going on, boss Sicko? I see you. I see you. Uh, so it's so crazy, right? Because what they'll do is they'll do a Black China, right? They'll do this shit and they'll go as low as they could go. They'll say, "Oh, anybody saying I'm wrong is hating on me. They a hater. Y'all mad. Y'all broke. You broke or you mad. You mad I got the bag and you mad this, you mad that, right?" And then they'll turn around and when that shit's starting to dry up and it ain't getting them the money or the attention that they want, they gonna turn around and they gonna be like, "Oh man, I done came to the light in the Lord. And yeah, all that shit that I did, yeah, all that was wrong. I don't do that no more. I do this now. I done went to Bible college. You know what I'm saying? I done did all that shit." Like that's usually what they do. So that's the part I hate about it the most. You know what I'm saying? And it really make me think like I ain't even no religious person and shit like that. But I always think about this. I think about the concept of a poor righteous teacher, right? And you think about somebody like Jesus. Jesus probably could have generated plenty money if he charged for his sermons or his miracles or whatever the hell, you know what I'm saying? But it's like he preached he did his sermons on the hillside so anybody could walk up and see it. It was like it'd be a certain way you move when you doing shit a certain way. But the other way is I did it for the money. That's where we at now, here in this time period, like with you know the way the world is now. It's like that's the justification for everything. I did it for the money. I got paid. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. And I mean, I guess at the end of the day, you can't really say too much about it if that's somebody's ultimate motivation. But man, it's damn near like you can't have no heroes no more because you don't know if them motherfuckers gonna sell out or whatever, if they even believe what they believe or they doing the shit for the money. You know what I mean? Because Janelle Monáe, she was with okay, so I used to be a real big ass Outkast fan, right? And Janelle Monáe got discovered by Big Boy from Outkast. She used to be part of this group called Purple Ribbon All Stars when Big Boy and Outkast both when Andre 3000 pretty much stopped making music. Big Boy kept making music, and I know y'all remember that song "I Be on That Kryptonite." Yeah, I'm on that Kryptonite. That's off that Purple Ribbon All Stars. He had a group with Future in it. You know what I'm saying? With Future and somebody and these other two dudes in it. Right. Go check it out, you know. But Janelle Monáe was on there and they was talking about how she made her own beats and all that. Her music was good on the album. And I was like, yeah, that's dope. Like they got a new little chick that could sing, right? So to see her where she at now, and she came a long way. And so to see where she at now, you know, it's just like you never know. She never really broke the mainstream though. And some people you would think like, you know, they want that cult following or they cool with that cult following because that's always gonna translate into your fans supporting you. But, you know, on the other hand, you know, they could turn around and be like, well, I just want more. I just want more. I just want what everybody else got. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's tripped out, man. Like, and then the other part about it is she could just be going that route of like how they call it, you know, just trying to be this certain type of girl that everybody else trying to be right now. That's what old girl was saying on the thing. She just trying to fit in with everybody else, you know. And speaking of that, man, it seemed like the trend now been for these chicks to try to trap up basketball players, movie stars, like basketball players, movie stars, celebrities, rappers, anybody with money. It's like this coming out the woodworks saying they did this, they did that. Remember somebody was talking about T.I. and Tiny was abusing them or something like, and that ain't go nowhere. Then the girl came out, she's trying to say, oh, I know who LeBron James cheated with. That ain't go nowhere. Like just crazy shit. So today it's a comedian, Jonah Hill. I was looking at he been in a couple movies. If you know who Jonah Hill is, I ain't gonna run his catalog down for you, but he been in a couple movies, right? And he was with this chick named Sarah Brady or whatever. She like a surfer chick, right? And they must have broke up or something like that. And he broke up with her because I guess she was, doing some shit that Jonah Hill wasn't feeling. He like, hey, I ain't feeling that shit, and he came to her kind of player like, I'm not gonna try to stop you. You make your own decisions, you grown, but I ain't rocking with that shit, just letting you know. And man, I'm gonna just let y'all see how this shit played out, right? It's tripped out. And they talking about canceling him, talking about canceling Jonah Hill, but at the end of the day, he did the shit the right way, right? He came to her and told her, I just ain't with that shit.
So
Right.
Everybody is in the comments like, oh my gosh, like what's going on? Like, are we gonna have to cancel
Shout out to
Jonah?
River TV.
Like, what happened? What did he do? Okay. Let me go ahead and show you guys, and then we're gonna break it down. Okay. So in the first message, this is her scrolling, showing everybody, the things that he's talking about. But then she does screenshots. So in the screenshot, it says, I'm sharing this list. I'm going to read it in like my empathetic. I'm sharing.
There we go. Look, she like, I'm sharing this because the saving it was causing damage to my mental health. This mental health shit, man, be killing me. It's always the person who going after somebody else, always the victim, right?
This publicly now because keeping it to myself was causing more damage to my mental health than sharing it could ever do. This is what healing looks like. Okay, so this is a message that she, I guess, sent to her friends, and I'm gonna paraphrase this. She's saying that she has, she feels relieved that the relationship is over because she's been through so much turmoil being with somebody public, and that she's been quote unquote covering for him. Based on all the things that they've gone through. She's so happy that she doesn't have to hide behind any of these things anymore. Like, this is what this message is saying. Now, this is the part where she is showing screenshots of text messages that the two of them have
Like,
had
look
together.
at this part. Look at this right here.
In this message is coming from Jonah to his girlfriend. Okay, so from man to woman. He made a list of things and was very blatant. He said, plain and simple, if you need surfing with men, boundary-less inappropriate friendships with men, to model, to post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit, to post intimate pictures, friendships with women who are in unstable places, and from your wild recent past, beyond getting a lunch or a coffee or something respectful, I am not the right partner for you. If these things bring you to a place of happiness, I support it, and there will be no hard feelings. These are my boundaries for my romantic partnership, my boundaries with you based on the way these actions have hurt our trust. So then she decided to highlight and say, do you guys see the misuse of the term boundaries? Okay, before we go any further, we're going to break them down message by message. Okay? But you see, this is the problem that men are having with women nowadays. So everybody was mad when
Absolutely.
Kiki's, boyfriend, baby daddy, a man that was cool enough to lay down with and procreate with, when he vocalized his boundaries, people were saying, oh, that's not right. He should have done it in private. Cool. This man is doing it in private. And this just goes to show you that women are never satisfied. I got to be honest. Because this is the comfort of a message between the two of you. First of all, this message is over 2 years ago. Why are we hearing about it now? Again, because it's riding the wave of getting that female support that she saw that happen with Kiki. This is my opinion.
Didn't I tell y'all that that's like a thing now? Like, all these girls coming out now trying to make it seem like, man, I've been a victim and shit. And it be like shit like this. Like, dude ain't say nothing wrong. He ain't say nothing disrespectful. Had he came at her with any type of anger, she would have used that against him. But he came to her with respect, and he came to her and said, I support that shit, but it just ain't for me. Like, you could do what the fuck you want to do, just you can't do it over here. You know what I'm saying? And she still tried to turn it around. Like, he misused the term boundaries on me, and that hurt me. Looking at these shit crazy, man. Let's go.
She's like, oh, let me go ahead and say something too, so that y'all could, throw him in the same boat. This man is making a very clear, he's making it crystal. Okay, if you do this, this, and this, I don't respect that. I'm not gonna have no problem with you. We could be cool as friends, but I'm not gonna want to be in a relationship with a woman who has these traits. And you have the nerve to talk about you tired of defending him and hiding him. You're basically creating this whole scenario of how horrible this person is for stating that they respect themselves. I'm confused.
But can a man have standards though? Like a woman she could say, I don't want this, I don't want that, I want this, this, and that. It's almost like it come to be expected of them to have this list or whatever. But a man, like, we not supposed to have no type of standards or nothing like that, or we not supposed to have no expectations. But that's the thing, you just can't fuck with nobody that respect themselves. I always be telling girls it's a mid ground, and they don't be they be thinking I'm joking, but I be dead serious. You just got to get you a dude who get SSI. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't hard. You could get you. These niggas on these motorcycles out here, man. You get you a dude who get SSI, and you could be his everything. You could be his payee, shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you could control all his money and everything. You could make chop his little hot dogs up for him and shit, and put it in his noodles and all that. You know what I'm saying? You could be his everything, but it's gonna be hard for some of y'all who ain't never had no daddy around or no man that you ever respected to be with a man that respect himself, because you're not gonna be able to just talk to him like whatever, you know what I mean? Or how you probably seen your mama talking to like her bum ass boyfriends and shit like that. So let's go.
Because women will stand on the front line and respect. Oh, well, I can't, I'm not dealing with this. I'm not dealing with that. He better not do this to me. He better not do that. Oh, well, you got to have a car. You got to have this amount of money. You got to have, this credit score. You got to be this tall. They will list things that are even superficial. But when a man is being real and standing on his square, all of a sudden, you want to call him every name in the book. And I have to tie it to the previous situation, because that's the same thing I said in the reaction about Kiki and her boyfriend. As soon as a masculine man decides to stand on his square and he doesn't waver to the feelings or to the opinions of a woman, women get livid. They can't stand it. You see, when their manipulation tactics don't work, or when they're trying to force upon you how they feel about something and you don't take the bait, ooh. It's like you just decided
it's the worst.
to
That's even worse right there, because they pride themselves on, like, sometimes they think both of y'all playing a role where that, like, they the slick one and you the stupid one and shit like that. But it's like when you just ain't playing with they ass and you just be straight with them, all you gotta do is be honest with me. When you actually be honest with them, oh man, watch out.
whole issue that you wasn't even ready for. How dare you tell me no? How dare you go against my feelings? How dare you not let me do what I want to do, even if what I want to do is to my own demise? How dare you? Y'all don't see the foolishness
Man,
that's going on?
absolute facts.
Y'all don't see the foolishness? Okay, there's more. I'm not going to read the other message because it's her message to him, and it's too much. Okay, now this is the next message. So she sent her response, and then his next response right after that was, "You're right. We can't do surf social things or develop trust until you consider me and make decisions that give regard to our relationship. I have been as vulnerable as possible, and I am telling you I am needing you to step up to the plate, which you can, I'm sure of it. But these losers don't get your time if you want me. Straight up, it's consideration. I respect your love of surfing, but I respect myself as well. And your love of surfing and being in those situations and lack of awareness are not mutually exclusive." Listen, he went there respectfully, okay? This isn't me.
He kicking some shit to her, right? Hey, real shit. That's how you do that shit, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't even really. he ain't leaving no room for her to misinterpret what he's saying or why he's saying that shit. You know what I'm saying?
This isn't me. I have my own issues that I own. If you want marriage and a family, you can't use the 25 card. Step up and cut it out. These people don't get your time or your kindness at the sacrifice of mine. This is a man who's saying, I'm not playing games with you. Okay. Obviously, if he's talking about if you want marriage, so obviously there has been conversation of them getting married, them taking the next step in their relationship, them moving forward. He's saying, you talk about you want to get married, you talking to talk, which this
And
is
he
such a
telling you
good
what the hell
conversation
you gotta
have
do to
because
get
so
there.
many women do this. So many women be like, oh, we've been together for 2 years. Oh, how come you're not going to marry me? That's not fair that you're not going to marry me. You don't want to step up to the plate with me. I'm tired of being a girlfriend. I'm tired of doing this. And then when you really look at them and analyze the space that they're in, analyze their mindset, you're like, you're not even ready. You over here pressuring me to do something that you're not even ready for. You're not ready for that step. You're telling me you want this, that, you want all of these mature things, but your personality and your characteristics are showing somebody who is, extremely immature. But you want to do something so mature as marriage. So he is over here like, okay, listen, you want to be with me in a certain way. You want certain things from me. You want to make certain steps with me, certain strides with me. This is the criteria. You can't have it both ways. You can't do whatever you want to do, hang all out, with all these people, make all these bad decisions, and not respect me or our relationship. I respect myself too much.
And it's so funny because that reminds me of the whole Keke Palmer situation too, because you know what they said, what a lot of people was saying about her dress. They was like, oh, he seen the dress before she left the house, right? They was like, it ain't no way that he ain't see it, and why he ain't say nothing then. So when a motherfucker when they see some shit they don't like and they don't say nothing right away, you best believe it's gonna get thrown back in your face. So it's damn near like damned if you do, damned if you don't. But the best bet is to just let somebody know if it's some shit you don't like, because man, everybody got options and shit, right? And I'm starting to see this thing with guys and with girls, right? So in our options, and this is something I just damn near thought of this as I'm looking at this, right? So we all got our options, guys, girls, and girls will be like, well, I can hold up, let me try and word this the right way. They'll be like, what you won't do for them, like, somebody else will. Or they'll be like, oh, well, if you complaining about this thing, it's like you insecure or something like that. Like basically kind of like I could do what I want to do. Like you can't really like tell me what to do. You know what I'm saying? And so when they speak on, or when they think about like exercising their options, or when they speak of that, it's like I can go to somebody else that's gonna let me do this thing. Like dude over there gonna do it, he gonna let me get away with it, or he gonna just give me the thing without raising no issue, or he gonna do this or do that. And that's true, absolutely. I tell y'all women right now, absolutely 100%. Every girl right now, it don't matter how you look, it don't matter if you big, fat, dark, light, short, tall, you could be pregnant, you can be in a wheelchair, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. Every woman, you got some dude in your inbox. You got some dude after you, because we approach y'all. You know what I'm saying? We approach girls. So you got some type of dude approaching you. And if a dude approach you in a way you don't like, and you feel like, well, I can go to this other dude. And even if you talking to somebody and they hit a snag with something you don't like, you feel like, okay, I could go this way. Now I'm explaining to you how it work with guys and with us as far as exercising our options and what we say. Usually with us, the issue is usually a respect thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not usually like, man, I want to go out. I'm trying to go out here with my guys and Phil let me go out. this other girl gonna let me go out. Like, we ain't trying to go out have a hot boy summer or no bullshit like that. You know what I'm saying? Usually it be dealing with your mouth, dealing with your, like, maybe your laziness and different shit like that, and a motherfucker being like, so we gonna put that all under the category of respect. And so when we say we got options, or we talking about our other options, we basically mean like, shit, I could find somebody that's got more respect for me and for they goddamn self than you. You know what I mean? Like, so it's different. Like, we both do got our options and shit, but with girls, it's always gonna be looking for another, like, the option they gonna have gonna be based on physical shit. And for us, it's gonna be more based on, like, I could find somebody that's gonna treat me better, because ultimately that's what we looking for. You know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to, like, get nobody to buy us no shit, or we ain't trying to, like, get nobody to let us get away with no shit. You like your girl having your back. You like your girl telling you shit, holding you down, shit like that or whatever. But it be like, every girl ain't like that. Every girl ain't coming to no man like, let me see what I could do for this man. Let me see how I could make things better for me and him. Some of them coming to you because, man, they coming to you in survival mode, and they really trying to see what you could do for them. You know what I'm saying? And if you try to, and then a lot of them just naturally manipulative. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not gonna be physically where they gonna get the upper hand, so they try a lot of mental shit. And a lot of them just want to know that they can get the last word with shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women is like that. Hey, check this out, y'all. Look, I found this Sir Mix-a-Lot, and he's standing on a little booty. I like big butts, and can't you see standing on the booty and shit? Yeah, but no. So a lot of them want to know that they gonna get the last word, that they could have the last word or whatever in a disagreement, and so they will go through a lot to try to make sure that they can get that. And that's where we end up at odds with men and women. And then I think that's where the kind of domestic violence and things come in like that, because words hurt too. Shit, you know what I'm saying? And we not inclined to say a whole bunch of hateful shit to you. We are inclined to do more physical stuff. So, you know, it just get messy like that. And speaking of messy, man, this last one's a little bit more lighthearted. But they've been doing these messy ass makeovers. They call them extreme makeovers. And you know, I wish I would, as a homeowner, like, let somebody just come in and do some shit to my crib like this. You know what I'm saying? But I guess people thought it was a good idea at some point, you know, and they probably was thinking about being famous or whatever, being on the TV
Screaming
show.
outside of your house into a megaphone.
But check this
you walk
out.
outside to find out that he's with a television crew, and they are sending you and your family on a 1-week vacation, and during that time, he is going to demolish your home and build you a brand new one from the ground up. Although it's pretty obnoxious, it sounds like a pretty good deal, right? Well, it is a good deal until it's not. Foreclosures, angry community members, property tax increases, bills doubling to tripling, and even more family struggles. Many of the families that were featured on Extreme Makeover Home Edition ended up worse off than before Ty Pennington showed up on their doorstep. But to fully understand how some families were negatively affected by what seems to be a very generous gift, we must first take a look at the families that were carefully chosen to get these home remodels. Typically, individuals would fill out an application form on the ABC website, which required them to provide a story of why they deserved a new house. You could also nominate another family, such as a friend or a member of your community. Every episode starts with a story of the deserving family in need, such as a family that lost their mother or father, a family with a disabled child, a family that's living in poverty, or a family affected by a natural disaster. Since this was a reality television show, it was very important to produce the most tear-jerking episodes possible, featuring stories that would deeply tug at the viewer's heartstrings. Some people argued that specifically targeting families who had endured unimaginable tragedy and faced overwhelming hardship was ABC exploiting them for better ratings. Joe Scarborough of MSNBC claimed that Extreme Makeover has a secret wish list of victims the show is trying to hunt down. They want to find a family who has multiple children with Down syndrome. They want to find a child with a rare condition that causes rapid aging and death. They want to find an extraordinary mom or dad who's diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease. Now, if the show was aggressively targeting these people, sure, that's a bit weird, especially because it's likely for the TV ratings and not for charity. However, it is still a good deed. Plus, if they helped out middle-class families or ones that seemed like they weren't that bad off, they would be criticized for not focusing on a more deserving family. I don't think Home Makeover is taking advantage of the families. However, I do think that monthly subscription sites take advantage of you and know that most people forget to cancel their subscriptions. Well, today's sponsor, Rocket Money, is here to help. Rocket Money is an all-in-one all-in-one. Use it to monitor your bill, or click the link in the description to get started. The families to a fully funded vacation
Rocket
to
Money ain't
destinations such
paying
as
me.
Hawaii, California, or Florida. During the family's trip, ABC would rally hundreds of contractors, construction workers, and volunteers in the local community to help. Sometimes they would even make Facebook pages so all their neighbors could stay up to date. Oftentimes, the volunteers are critical for the house getting completed on time. Then, Ty Pennington would video call the family and show his crew absolutely destroying their house. And sometimes they would take it too far. Take the Rapati Pierce family, for example. The mother and father were both police officers, and one tragic night, Christina was shot during a foot pursuit, which led to her being paralyzed from the waist down. So they hired the LA SWAT team to place bombs inside of the house, detonate them, then drive a massive battering ram attached to an armored truck to destroy the house. Now, obviously, they have to do demolition to rebuild a new house from the ground up, but it would still be a bit traumatic to watch your home, filled with all those memories, get smashed to a million pieces. But the ridiculousness didn't stop there. Remember, this is reality TV. Just building a very practical, standard, and modest home wouldn't be good enough. So the carpenters and designers were pushed to create increasingly elaborate designs and gimmicks to boost ratings, such as this airplane-themed bedroom with bags of peanuts as curtains, this very small backyard that was converted to a miniature go-kart track. How many trips around that go-kart track would a kid be able to do before they get absolutely sick of it? Why not a playroom with a ball pit containing 27,000 plastic balls? And my personal favorite, a teenager's room entirely made out of duct tape.
Desk. I have a bedspread and a pillowcase made out of duct tape.
The designers would take one small facet of their personality and dedicate the entire bedroom to it. Like this toddler who said he wants to be a cardiologist when he grows up, so they put EKG signals on the walls and a dresser designed to look like a human heart. Rooms like
That's ugly as hell, the human heart room. That shit looks stupid.
this seem very difficult to age in, and the tacky designs would actually take a considerable amount of effort to change. But sometimes it wasn't just tasteless designs. They would actually create new responsibilities that the family may not have even wanted. For example, this teenager got a jacuzzi that took up half the bedroom. Could you imagine your room constantly smelling like hot chlorine water? The cost to maintain a jacuzzi is only about $20 to $40 per month in sanitizer and chemicals, but even doing the maintenance is a burden that maybe nobody wanted. Just draining that water every 3 to 4 months like you're supposed to would be incredibly inconvenient. Another thing they did often was add huge fish tanks or animal habitats, like this boy's room that looks like the reptile section at a pet store, complete with frogs, turtles, and lizards. Buying pet food, supplies, and cleaning the tanks is even more important because it will literally kill the animal if you don't. Extreme home makeover inserting new responsibility onto you without your choice isn't only annoying, for some people it created even more problems and financial stress that ultimately forced them to move out of their homes. Now, most of the time, ABC would entirely pay off the home for the family. However, owning a home is more than just paying the mortgage. Expenses such as property taxes, utilities, and home maintenance add up extremely quickly. There have been multiple reports of families whose expenses doubled, if not tripled, within the first year of living there. The Dickinson family went from an 1,800 square foot ranch to
That's a good ass point, because you buy a house within your price range, right? So what happened when you buy a house within your budget, within your price range, you know what I'm saying? They come tear your shit down and build something that got twice the square footage, and now you gotta pay twice. Now your property taxes is double, you know what I mean? Then what they gonna do? And you got then they done put fish tanks and shit in your house that you gotta take care of. This is a disaster. Let's go.
To a 6-bedroom, 4-bathroom, 4,000 square foot super home equipped with cutting-edge technology. So it's only natural to assume that the bills would go up. Their electric bill alone went from about $200 per month to as high as $600 after. Their property taxes tripled. The wife, India, said she wasn't worried. My husband works and I work, so if I have to work another job to help keep it up, that's what I'll do. But as the years went on, it got worse and worse. And in October of 2016, William filed a Chapter 13 bankruptcy petition to save his home from foreclosure.
Extreme
He had only
bankruptcy.
$5 in cash, $287 in a checking account, and $15 in a joint savings account at the time of filing. However, it seems like they never lost the house, because on 2022 Google Maps you can see William and his daughter standing outside the front door, proud of their estate. But that situation was nothing compared to the Oakvath family. The Oakvaths were from Gilbert, Arizona, and their story began with a heartfelt letter from their daughter Cassandra, who requested the show to renovate the cancer ward where she had been a patient. Touched by Cassandra's selfless request, the producers not only granted her wish, but also surprised the family of 9 with a 2-story mansion. The construction involved a massive team of 1,600 contractors and volunteers that garnered attention from across the state. Unfortunately, this wasn't happily ever after. Utility costs reached $1,200 for electricity per month and $400 per month for water. Property taxes increased from $1,600 pre-makeover to $5,600 after. Brian lost his job and was battling depression. With no other immediate solution, they used their house as collateral to take out a $405,000 loan. It was an adjustable rate mortgage, and the payments became too much for the family to handle. This was their dream home, and they knew they couldn't afford it. Craziest part is, they never even asked for this in the first place. The ironic part about these situations is that people's first instinct is to doubt the families. Why couldn't they figure it out? Why not get another job? Why didn't they just sell the house? Most of the time, nobody wants to buy these homes. The Oakvaths listed their house for $1.8 million, then slowly started to lower the price over the next year. Out of desperation, they ended up selling for $540K, just enough to break even on their loan and maybe put a down payment on a new place. The Beach family have been trying to sell their home since February 2013. The price tag started at $700,000 and is now down to $535,000. They say they've had to sell because the upkeep of the house is just too much now. It's a unique home and will take a unique person to buy it. Most critics forget the reason these families got these homes were because they were struggling in the first place. Many of them had pre-existing debt. Some of them weren't even homeowners.
Right. So it's so funny because it's backwards in a way, right? When you think about it, like, they taking these people, they looking for people who are already in fucked up situations, kids with autism, shit like that, and they putting them in these big ass houses, or they making more upkeep for them. They making more upkeep, they're making more expenses for them. They really not helping them none. Like, it's good for the show, and it's something fun, like, for them to do, for the architects to do with the show budget. But once they walk away, they leave the homeowner stuck. You know what I'm saying? Damn, that's crazy, y'all. We sit up watching these shows like, whoa, cool. Meanwhile, they fucking somebody's life up. You know what I'm saying? Just for some ratings. Damn, it's crazy, man. Is it our fault, y'all, for watching it, for supporting that shit? You know? Nah, I'm just talking shit. But that's what it is, though, man. Shout out to everybody that checked me out today, man. Make sure you hit that like. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the moderators. Shout out to the replay gang watching this later, y'all, the MVPs. You know, it's 6 o'clock. We done went over a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all check them boxing videos. I got another video finna drop in a little minute. I ain't gonna tell y'all what it's about, though. I'm gonna keep that a little bit secret. And I'm finna do something no other boxing channel doing. I'm finna start stitching other videos. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this thing cracking, man. Mac World. And until tomorrow, I'm gone, y'all. Later.